Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm of course your host Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a fantastic day and that you're looking after yourselves and one another. I have a very special guest with me yet again this week. It's Mr. Peter Kent from the Lizard King channel. How's it going, Peter?
Good, Armando. How are you? Thanks for having me back again. Thanks for that.
Anytime. I'm doing good, doing good.
Should be a fun episode today. Yeah.
Should be a fun episode. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, what we are doing today is an album discussion on Black Sabbath's Sabotage. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I know we're going to enjoy it. Now, just a bit of background on this. Black Sabbath, as you all know, massively successful heavy rock band, heavy metal band, whatever term you want to use. Um, the 70s lineup comprised of Ozzy Osbourne, Bill Ward, Geezer Butler, and of course the one and only Tony Iommi on guitar. Released a string of albums in the 70s with Ozzy Osbourne. Sabotage being their sixth, I believe it was the sixth
Yep.
album, released in 1975, produced by Mike Butcher and the band. Interesting album.
Yep.
Some people would say one of their best albums. So, what we are going to do is have just a nice friendly discussion. There are no right or wrong answers. No one's going to come to blows over this. No one's going to get hurt.
No.
It's not like we're talking about Van Halen 3. So I mean, it's like, you know. So, but just to start off with, Peter, what is your history with Black Sabbath in terms of
well,
listening?
the history is in the 70s. I never really listened to Black Sabbath. I was more of a AC/DC Kiss sort of person. Um, I sort of grew into them a bit, over the years. Later on, probably in the late 80s, I started to get interested. And in the 90s, I bought some of the Aussie stuff, and I got into a bit of the Dio, Heaven and Hell, and Mob Rules into the 2000s and that. And it went on from there. But I never, at the beginning, like as I said, growing up when they were around, got the material like a couple other bands, but just later on. And I sort of really like the Aussie period and the Dio, the start of the Dio period. It was really good. I haven't really gone into the other singers with Tony Martin. I heard some of that stuff's good, but I haven't really delved into it. And at this point, don't know if you have, but I haven't. So they've made a lot of albums over the years. I did see them. They came out here in 2013. Bill Ward wasn't on the drums. Can't remember. The drummer was very good though. I can't remember his name. He was very good. Tony, is it Cleflutus or something like that? Something like that.
I thought it was maybe no. I thought maybe it was Vinny Appice or on drums.
Oh, the one with the tour with Ozzy, Tony, and Geezer in 2013. I made that show. It was another guy sort of.
Okay, I'm not
they were
sure.
using for the tour.
Okay, no, I'm not sure who they had on
He was
drums.
very good though. Anyhow, he was
It
very
could have
good.
been, yeah, it could have
And
been.
but they came in 2006. Yeah, he's. They came in 2016. I didn't go to that. I had something on, but I went to 2000. It was an excellent show. And their friend. I did see the Dio, the Heaven and Hell. Remember the Heaven and Hell period, the album with Dio, and they called
Yeah,
themselves Heaven and Hell. I
yeah.
saw that too. That was good with Dio as well. Yeah, I saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yes, I think they're one of the best exponents of what you call heavy metal, hard rock, I guess. But they have changed as time has gone on.
Yeah.
This album is in particular a bit different in a way. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this album, upon release, I mean, it was successful. I mean, it reached,
yeah,
it reached 28 in the U.S. charts,
yeah,
number 8 in the Australian charts, number
yeah.
7 in the UK charts, and number 33 in the Canadian charts. So I
Well, I
mean,
did pretty well. Yeah,
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 yeah.
right.
So, um, I mean, okay, here's a quick question for you before we get into the.
Yeah.
Are you a Dio fan or an Aussie fan for Sabbath?
Oh, oh, on the whole, I'd probably go Aussie, but I think for the material, just for
Yeah.
the albums. But I think Dio is a superior singer. I think he's one of
Mhm.
the greatest vocalists in heavy metal for me. Dio, he's hard to
Okay.
beat on the vocals. He's just amazing. Yeah, I just think he's superior on the vocals. But Ozzy is Ozzy's a bit underestimated, I think, on the vocal, a bit underrated for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
What do
because
you think?
I'm more I'm more Dio than Aussie.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking last week about Van Halen. I'm more of a Hagar fan
Yeah,
than
you are, aren't you? Yeah.
Roth.
Yeah.
Um, I just find that, and again, um, Iommi has said this in interviews too, that the Aussie period, the tracks on the albums, I mean, Ozzy wouldn't come up with melody lines to sing over
Yeah. Yeah.
on top of the guitar, whereas
Yeah.
like he would basically just be repeating what the guitar was doing musically,
Yeah.
whereas Dio would come up with melody lines to sing over
Yeah.
the top of the guitar and just take it to another level, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Especially with songs like Neon Nights, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, and again, he said that I only said, he says I'm not knocking Ozzy, but it's just that he didn't come up with unique melody lines.
Any lines.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys, melody lines over the
Yeah.
guitar. So, uh, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all about melody and punch. Not to quote Gene Simmons, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
Uh,
melody and punch.
yeah.
And but I mean, just to get into this album, I mean, um, it is a good album. I mean, we can go. I'll let you talk about. We'll start with you in terms of what you feel about the various tracks.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just go. Yeah, "Hole in the Sky." I find that a great track. It comes out of the gates. It's really fast opening.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's very accessible. You can get into it. It's catchy.
yeah,
I think it's a really good opener. It's a perfect start to the album. And then
yeah,
you get that little instrumental to Tony Iommi. It's
yeah.
just really a lead in, isn't it, to the next track, I guess.
Well, yeah,
It's a little
yeah. Don't
Yeah,
start.
don't start too late. Yeah, it's a little oddity. It goes into that crushing riff from Symphony of the Universe, which is a
Symptoms of
great
it.
riff,
Yeah,
fantastic riff. I love that song because it's got it's around 6.5 minutes, 6.5 minutes, but it's
yeah,
it's got what I love about it is that although the riff is immense, and Ozzy's vocals on this are very out front, aren't they? They're very to the fore. His vocals are very much to the fore.
I was gonna
And
say that there's. I was just gonna say there's an intensity to his vocals
yes,
on this
yes,
that isn't experienced on previous albums.
definitely,
Um,
definitely.
uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's almost like he's pushing his vocal range almost to the hilt, like to the
oh,
like,
he is. Yeah,
Yeah, to the
Yeah,
max. So yeah,
and more so than any other album. Yeah,
yeah,
he's really out. It's really out there, and I like this because it's because of the riff,
yeah,
and then the song changes at the end, a very trippy hippie sort of sound. You know,
yeah,
the end part of the song, it sort of goes in another direction. That little part where it changes, which I like.
yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, I have that in my notes too. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, a little bit trippy, what you call psychedelic sort of thing,
yeah,
and it's like they're marrying two songs. It's very, very good the way it's done. Yeah, so that's very good.
yeah,
And probably my favorite song is Megalomania. I would say really
yeah,
great. Nine a bit stretched out, 9 minutes 40 or something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he's really pushing the vocals again on this one, which he does pretty much the whole album.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my personal favorites on here. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Thrill of It All. That's I quite enjoy the Thrill of It All. Pretty good song. Um, the instrumental Superstar, I think that's how you say it.
yeah,
Um, very very haunting type instrumental. It fits in well with the album, I think. Overall.
mm-hmm.
And then the oddity for me is, am I going insane? Radio, but it has got a bit of yeah. I'm quite fond of it actually. I'm quite fond of it all. It is quite different from the other stuff on the album, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it's good. It's quite good for me. And what's the last song? Um,
The
what's the
Rit.
the Rit? Yeah, yeah, the Rit. Um, he really goes for it on this one. He really more probably than any other song on the album, and that's a great finish to the album, and talks about their legal issues and and so
Yeah,
on. The Rit. So all in all, one of their best albums, I think, and very it's got a bit of a proggy element to it. I think that's what I think, especially in the megalomania and things like that. It's a bit
yeah,
proggy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Well, I mean, my view on it, um, how can I put this? I find it to be, I guess, one of the more accessible albums,
Mm.
um, in terms of composition. I mean, like, I'll go to my notes here. I mean, Hole in the Sky, I put, straightforward rocker.
Yeah.
They use a lot of multi-tracking guitars, so you get like a wall of sound in terms of the guitars.
Mm. Mm.
Um, uh, you know, Don't Start Too Late. Um, I wish it was longer. It was like 49
Yeah.
seconds,
Very short, isn't it?
and
It's
yeah,
gone. It's gone in no time. Yeah.
and well, I mean, I called it a, in my notes I put, good Spanish influenced guitar interlude.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
a bit of a
Yeah.
Spanish influence on it. Symptoms of the Universe, heavy rhythm guitar on this. Really, I mean, I didn't realize that they didn't start detuning until, because I was reading up on it, and they didn't start,
Mm.
I think, detuning until the album before this. Uh,
Oh, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Yeah.
yeah, I thought
Yeah.
they detuned right from the very beginning, because if you
Yeah.
hear, I mean, if you, for example, let's go back to, the debut album. I mean, the lead off the lead off track, right? The title track. I mean,
Yeah.
those three notes that
Yes. Yeah.
that come in, it's like, like, holy shit. I mean, like, you want to talk about
Yeah. Very
scaring,
ominous sounding, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
well, I mean, you want to talk about scaring the crap out of yourself. It's like,
Yeah.
you turn that up and it's like, dun, dun, dun. It's like, holy
Yeah. Yeah.
shit. I mean, like,
Yeah.
what the hell am I listening to here? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought they were detuning right from the very beginning,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, obviously not. I got, according to the notes, when when I read up on this, on these albums. But I mean, yeah, Symptoms of the Universe. My notes I have uh, heavy rhythm guitars, nice soloing. What I find on this album is they do a lot of change in tempo. Um,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Probably around usually around like on Symptoms of the Universe, they do a change of tempo at the 412 mark, 4 minute
yeah,
12-second
yeah.
mark, right? Um, you know, I like it. Like I like the different changes and different tempos and stuff. I mean, like in Megalomania, where I have I said I put a nice mystical effect at the start. There's a good tempo change at at 3 minutes 20 seconds. Um,
Mm.
and I hear use of Mellotron on this track,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And I mean, you don't really. I mean, I get that's part where the idea the term prog, right? Because
Oh yes,
you don't really
yeah.
associate Black Sabbath with Mellotron use, right? And
No, you don't. You don't think of that.
yeah,
No, no.
the thrill of it all. My notes I have good wall of guitars. First time I heard piano being used on
Mm.
any Sabbath track, and
Mm.
good and good guitar soloing on this track.
Yeah, yeah,
Super czar, I guess you'd call it. Good instrumental, very experimental.
yeah, yeah,
With the use of the choir, of the men's choir, and I call it, I call it like a good. Well, where did I put my notes? Good use of light and shade, where you've got. When I say light and shade, I mean um, heavy elements mixed with softer elements. So you got like you know a good use of rhythm guitars and um, mixed with the choir, the men's choir that
oh
comes.
yes, yes,
So
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
that for that track. And am I going insane radio? Um, to me, it's the most pop oriented track
Oh, definitely, yeah,
on the album,
yeah.
and I do believe it was the only single
It was, yeah, yeah,
released from the album. But but um, the laughing at the end of it,
yeah.
and as it goes into the writ, like it
Mm,
sequences into the writ,
mm.
it's almost like Ozzy saying, you think that we're radio friendly, but we're not,
But yeah, yeah.
and this is the response, the writ,
Right, yeah, yeah,
and in my notes for the writ, I put nice use of multi-layer guitars. There's a good change of tempo to a slower tempo at the five around the 5 minute mark, and you
yeah,
know what I read was that Ozzy did the wrote the lyrics for the writ, and he
mm,
was talking about he was aiming it at their manager at the time, being they
yeah,
because they felt they were being taken advantage of and
mm.
by the management and by the record company and stuff, and he was quite pissed off.
Oh yeah, you can see in
So
the lyrics, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
It's a great track, that one though, isn't it? I like that track, The Writ, yeah, it's a good
yeah,
track.
yeah, it is good, and I mean, but do you kind of find that maybe just on the opposite, on the other end of it, do you kind of find that maybe a couple of tracks, maybe two or three tracks, kind of sound unfinished, like
Oh yeah, I guess, which tracks do you mean? Which any particular?
um mm, well, Symptoms of the Universe,
Oh yeah,
maybe the writ, it just seems that that they kind of either come to us like a dead stop, or or they just kind of fade out, and they're doing like acoustic, just like some instrumentation on a fade out, or
Yeah,
almost.
like they've decided to end it there,
Yeah,
basically, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Not
I can
okay.
see that with Symptom of the Universe, how it sort of, you
Yeah,
know, sort
yeah,
of goes all, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Mm.
okay, I don't want to get like angry comments saying, "Oh, you're like you're wrong," and you're up your ass. Guys, I'm not blasting. I'm not saying that it's a bad album. It's not. For me, it's one of the more accessible albums to listen to. So please don't come under
Yeah.
the impression that I'm slamming the album. I'm not. I
No, you're
like,
just making a point of this about the couple of the songs, that's all.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What that's pretty much what I think. I don't know. I mean, it is a good album. Um,
Mm.
I find it interesting that Ozzy said later on that he felt that he should have quit the band. Um, I think it was he said he should have quit. He should have quit the band instead of recording Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. But he continued
Oh,
because
that's after the fourth album, though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
um I don't know why. I mean, because I think at that point he felt that he was messed up taking the drugs,
Drugs,
and
yeah, yeah.
maybe he wanted a break. So do you? Well, let me ask you about about this album. Do you think that it was a good album to make, or do you think that maybe they should have taken a bit of a break after 73 and just maybe come back when they?
No, I think they did the right thing. I think it's one of the best albums for me on the Aussie period, you know. I think they did the right thing. Yeah. I even like the next album. I quite like the next album, actually, but I like it gets a bit of crap, technical ecstasy. I mean, I quite like
Yeah,
some of the stuff on there. Yeah, like Gypsy and the Bill Ward song. I quite it's a
yeah,
bit Beatlesque, isn't it? In a way, yeah, yeah,
yeah. The Yeah, they kind of they well, I mean to have Bill Ward sing a track, um what's it called? I
I
think
think he's got a pretty good voice, actually. I don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But what is the track called? Everything's
it's all right.
it's all
It's
right.
yeah,
That's right. Um some people give tech, I don't know, some people say that Sabbath's earlier stuff like Paranoid and Masters of Reality and Volume 2 were like the pinnacle of their success.
yeah.
And some people like Sabotage. I personally like Sabotage myself too. Like,
So do I. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, but
I think there's a bit more. Oh, how should I say it? Bit more from even a little bit in volume 4. You get it. There's a bit of experimentation and sophistication. You know.
yeah,
From that period onwards. You know, a little bit you get a little bit of it in volume 4, and more so in Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Sabotage. Bit more, I don't know, sophistication, a bit more, bit
experimentation.
of a different style. You know, in some cases. You know, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
So
more experimentation,
yes, yeah, yeah,
because I've noticed that from I think it's from Paranoid on, they started to do these, they would do these little instrumental interludes or
yeah,
sections, right? That would sort of segue into another track.
mm,
And I mean, I think they work. I mean,
yeah. There's a few couple on Master of Reality, Embryo, and the other track, can't recall. Was it Embryo?
Oracle, or is it called
You're
Oracle?
right, something like Embryo and God, what is it? Yeah,
I
but
think,
there's a couple little short ones on
yeah, I
there.
think it's
Orchid.
Orchid. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. I knew
Yeah.
something along
Yeah.
yeah, Orchid. Okay, that's good. No, those are good too. So, um,
Yeah, a lot of people hold that in high regard, Master of Reality. It's not my favorite, but it's got some good stuff on it. Children of the Grave, and yeah, and
So
Into
yeah,
the Void. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, even like the subject matter, getting back to sabotage. I like
Mm.
even like if you listen to the lyrics for "Hole in the Sky," he's talking about committing suicide.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, like nothing like little family friendly listening. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
holy shit, man! Like that is a quite that's a quite like a deep subject matter to put on
Yeah,
record. I mean,
yeah.
I
It is. It is. Isn't it? Pretty hard hitting. Pretty hard hitting. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And megalomania's, I guess, about the celebrity, isn't it? A bit like getting caught up in the celebrity thing. I think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like if someone, okay, I'm trying to like just, I mean, if someone were to say to you, like, or come to you and want to have a debate about, okay, like say sabotage versus never say never, the ill-fated never say never that some people cannot stand,
I'll never say die. Never say
or never
die.
say die. Sorry, everybody, never say die. That's right. Okay. Um, what would you if okay if someone were to say to you, I prefer Never Say Die over Sabotage. Never Say Die is the ultimate Aussie era album for Sabbath. What would you say to that? Like, would you get?
I'll just say I don't agree, but I'd go for Sabotage. What about yourself?
I Yeah, I tend to I go for Sabotage.
Oh,
You know,
it has some good moments. So never say die. I'm not knocking it. It's got
yeah.
a couple of yeah good moments, but yeah,
Well,
I like Technical Ecstasy too quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know.
okay.
Yeah,
So
that.
okay. No, well, I mean, I just I kind of feel like on this album, especially, they were trying on with Sabotage. They were trying to sort of stretch their musical wings a little bit, like
Oh yeah, you can tell. Yeah,
try
you can
something
tell.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I was reading up on this album, and they were saying Ozzy Osbourne said that one day he walked into the studio and he saw the men's choir there, um, and he thought he was in the wrong studio, so he left.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So yeah, it's those little things that
Yeah.
that kind of like, okay, what do we, like,
So you rate this? You rate it highly? This album? Would you rate it high? Would you say you rate it highly, or?
I would give it, if I was to rate it, I would give it a 7.5.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Oh, it's a tough one. Oh, geez. Maybe 8.5. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I nearly thought of 9, but yeah, it's up there. It's
Nine.
up there.
You would almost give it nine?
Yeah, 8.5. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of people give it a 10, a lot of people out there. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
yeah.
know who loves it. One Martin Popov loves it. I think it's his favorite album of all time.
Yeah.
He said,
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
everyone's different. I mean,
yeah.
you know, I, I would put, if I was to be ranking, I would put, say, um, Paranoid just slightly over um Sabotage. I would put it at like an 8. Um,
Okay.
and this is 7.5. In terms of the production, like from the previous albums, what do you think of the production?
Um, Jeez. It's better than Volume 4, that's for sure. The production on Volume 4 is
That's
very murky, you know?
really okay.
Yeah, do you find that?
Yeah, I I
Yeah,
I
it
would
gets a bit
agree.
murky. I think the production on this one's pretty good, but I think I like the production on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. It's really good sound. I think that sounds pretty good to me, that one. But this one's pretty good, but I prefer Sabbath Bloody Sabbath as production to that one, yeah. Yeah.
I kind of find that as they go, production wise, sonically, the sound improves. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the one album when you mention Sabbath, the one album that usually people that I hear mention is Paranoid.
Yeah,
That
oh yeah, yeah.
and the title track, right? But
Yeah.
sonically, I just think that the sound on Paranoid compared to Sabotage, the sound on Paranoid is like you say, it's more. You use the term murky, more muddy. Um, this one is
Oh,
more.
Volume 4 I thought was a bit
Yeah. No. I'm saying sorry. You were thinking that volume four. You're saying volume four is more murky, more muddy.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying that Paranoid sounds a bit muddy, more muddy than
Okay.
Sabotage. I think that
Oh, okay, okay.
as they went along, the the production, uh, the the sound of production improved. You know,
Mm,
um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, again, there are no right or wrong answers. I mean,
No.
um, but
So I take it your favorite album by them is a Dio album, you would say?
e, well, yeah, yeah, and it's not. I mean, and it's not heaven and hell. It's
Mob Rules.
mob rules,
Yeah,
mob rules.
yeah. I've heard
Um,
other people say that too, yeah.
yeah,
It's a good album, mate. It's a
yeah, the
good album.
Southern Cross and the title track. I mean, I just find it all, just slightly better than Heaven and Hell. I mean, I don't know. I can't explain it. I just find that Dio, in terms of a vocalist, just enhanced the sound of Sabbath.
Oh, yeah, he's a superior vocalist.
Yeah,
there's no doubt, yeah, yeah.
but well, okay. I mean, getting back to Sabotage. I mean, would you say that this was? I mean, for me, let's start again. For me, um, Mob Rules was Dio's peak. I mean, even though
Yeah,
he had the two, well, at the time, the two albums.
yeah.
Later he
The
did
the
Dehumanizer.
Humanizer, yeah,
Yeah, but I think that Mob Rules for me was Peak's deal. Dio's peak
yeah.
in terms of the vocal, in terms of his vocals. Do you? Sorry, guys, it's been a long day. So, do you feel that Sabotage is Ozzy's peak vocally with
Um,
Black Sabbath?
yeah, I sort of I'll go, uh, either that or Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, you know? I'll probably give it to, Sabotage, I think, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, what do you think?
Um, I would have to agree with you.
Yeah,
It's a toss up between Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Sabotage.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, I think so, yeah.
I just, like I said, there's an intensity in his vocal delivery on this album, on Sabotage, that isn't on the other albums
Yeah.
previous. But yeah, I'll stand by that. I'll say that it's a toss up between Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Sabotage for his vocal performance. Uh,
Yeah, yes, yes.
maybe it
Oh,
was
definitely.
just
Yeah.
sorry. Maybe it was just the way he was recorded. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. But it th- there's just something slightly different in his vocal delivery on this album.
Yeah, there's how would you say, an edge or something
Edge
it's
and
more
edge
comes
would be
through more. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, something. Yeah,
there's more of a heightened approach.
yeah. In the delivery. Yeah, the
Yeah.
vocal. Yeah,
It's like he was
he's,
going for it was almost like every take that they did, he was just going for it, like trying to get the
yeah.
perfect take on it.
Oh, yeah. You can tell it. Yeah, especially a song like the Writ, isn't it? It's really
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. Um, I actually, like I said again, I do like the album. I think it is one of my favorites, if not my favorite of the Aussie era. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. Do you have any other comments to?
Yeah, I think it's probably my favorite. I like Sabbath Bloody Sabbath too. Never Say Die, I haven't heard a lot, but I've heard them. I like Technical Ecstasy. Out of the first four, I've always preferred Volume 4 out of the first four. But
Really?
yeah, yeah. Um, I like Paranoid, but there's a few songs that have been, you know, played overexposed, you could say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but um, yeah, I think if I was pushing for a favorite Aussie album, I'd probably go Sabotage or Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, maybe for a favorite Aussie one. Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
got. Yeah. What about you? Probably same. Or
Um, favorite Aussie album of Sabbath. Yeah, it would be Sabotage.
yeah,
If I
yeah.
had a second one, like I said before, I think it would be oh boy. It it, it would be sorry, it would be Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Um
Mm.
I don't know. Paranoid the song what's the song? Caravan. Um
Planet Caravan.
Planet Caravan. Sorry. Um it's his vocals that bug me.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like he's right up, it's like he's right up to the mic,
yeah.
and he's just like singing so softly, and it's like oh, it just gets on my I just cannot get into that song. I'm sorry.
Very trippy, isn't it? Very different to what's on the rest of the album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
um I and it's gotta be said, guys, I from a technical point of view, Tony Iommi's playing, bar none, just amazing.
yeah.
Okay.
He's quite amazing. Yeah.
His ability for uh for composition and arranging
Mm.
and delivery on a solo,
Yeah.
forget it. Forget. I mean, he you know he makes the band work. Like him and Ingi's brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's. You could
Um,
probably call him not to put down the other members. Geezer Butler's an excellent, but
yeah,
he's probably the most valuable player you could say in the band.
yeah, yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Um, okay, so if we're gonna rank in terms of the players, okay. Um, who would you? Okay, and then we'll okay. Who would you rank in terms of importance of in ter, in terms of importance for Black Sabbath in this lineup? How would you rank them?
Oh, that's a tough one because geez, that's hard. Probably
Hey,
put Tony first. Tony,
yeah,
Tony first.
yeah.
Um, guess you probably can't have the front man at last, could you? You
Why
probably.
not? Why not? I mean,
I think the others are probably should be in the first two or three, I guess. But
it's up to you. Yeah, no, but
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you probably have to put Aussie last, but he fits them well for this period, isn't it? I think,
yeah,
there's something there. I mean, probably Tony Geezer, Bill, and Aussie there. What about you?
Tony Geezer and Bill. Yeah, you know what? I would agree. I would
Yeah,
put maybe, well, okay. This is going to give me a lot of comments here. I would put it would be like yourself. I would put Tony, Geezer, Bill, and yeah, Ozzy on
Aussie,
the
yeah.
bottom. It maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Mm.
It just to me, even in Ozzy's solo career, not to go off on a tangent, but I'm about to. It just seemed that he needed a strong sideman with him
Yeah, he does. Yeah, yeah,
to do, to come up with melodies and hooks and
yeah,
chord structures and stuff, like Randy Rhoads or Jakey Lee.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Zach Wild, or was it, he did have Zach Wild
Yes, 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 he
the
did.
No
Yeah,
More Tears album. Um, it just seems like he needs a strong person with him, like musically.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I mean, maybe he can come up with the melody lines to sing, but I don't know. I just and I'm not. I again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not coming down on him at all. I am
yeah,
not. Don't get mad, please. You know,
yeah,
it's my opinion. Um,
yeah, yeah,
you know, um, whereas with Dio, it it just seems that he was, because he was a bass player. Um,
yeah. More of a musician. He can relate as being a musician. Yeah, basically. Yeah,
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 it it goes in parallel with the David Lee Roth versus Hagar
yeah.
period. Whereas, David Lee Roth, okay, plays some rhythm guitar, plays keyboards. I didn't know that, but
Mm,
versus Sammy Hagar, who was an accomplished musician,
mm,
guitar player.
yeah,
They both, you know, Dio versus Ozzy. Dio just brought another dimension to the band,
yeah.
in my opinion. Um, and guys, again, we're not coming down on Ozzy. You know what I mean?
No,
Please, we're not. I mean, for example,
Aussie's good. Aussie is very how can I say it? He's good as far as being a front, like have holding the audience in his hand. He's very good at. He's got that thing, He's
yeah,
on stage and stuff, So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mm, hold on, let me just take a sip.
yeah,
Got my coffee here, guys. So hold on a sec. Um, I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree.
yeah. Well, Dio's a superior singer. You can't when you hear them, you can tell when they both sing, isn't it? Dio and Ozzy. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I
Dio.
mean,
I mean, we're going off on a tangent, but you know what?
yeah, we are, but it's
It's
all
our
right.
show.
Yeah,
It's our show. We can do what we want.
yeah.
Um,
And he's a little guy too, isn't he? Dio. He's not a big man.
Dio
He's a
was
little
only
guy.
like 5'1",
Yeah, and that
but
voice.
his
But that
voice,
voice.
the
Yeah,
command that he had of his voice, the octave range that he had, the
yeah,
ability, the ability to hold an audience in the palm of his hand just by standing there singing, and just
Yeah,
the delivery, the attack that he had.
yeah.
Um, Maybe it's unfair to compare him to Ozzy, but I mean, um, it's like comparing apples to oranges. I mean,
Another great singer in the heavy metal, I find is a quality voice. Like I don't know, he's probably Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. He's
yeah,
got a quality voice. It's a great voice, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I would agree. I would agree.
Mm,
But again, I mean, getting back to Sabotage, I mean, again, it is a good album.
mm.
Um, in closing, I think it is one of the more accessible albums. Um, in terms of chart placement, let me ask you a question. Do placements on music charts, is that just is that or should that be a deciding factor on how good an album is?
You mean how the sequencing?
No, no, no. Like how they sell, like in terms of chart placement. You know, like this album for Sabotage, for example, landed at uh, peaked at number 28 in the
Yeah.
U.S. Um, and number 8 Australia, number 7
Mm,
in the UK. Do you
mm.
think that the chart placement has that any bearing on how good an album is? I mean,
Oh, not at all. No, I don't think
okay,
so. Do you?
no, no, but
No,
some
no.
people do feel that. I mean,
Or because something's made number one, it's a better album or something. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
Um, I I
yeah.
I don't agree with that. Uh,
No,
but some people tend to. I don't know why, but uh,
no.
okay. Well, I mean, I think we've discussed this.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys, listen. Tell us what you think of Sabotage. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think that it was one of the better albums? Do you think that it could have been better? Um, or of anything that we discussed today, we kind of went off the rails in terms of
Yeah.
talking about the album. Um, let us know what you think. Are you a Dio fan? Are you an Ozzy fan? For Black Sabbath. There are no right or wrong answers. Just let us know what you think. Put your comments down there, down below, and let us know what you think. And click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. Um, Peter and I are going to be doing some more shows. We're going to be doing some more
Yeah.
album rankings. We got like a whole
Oh,
like
they're good. Yeah.
list, a
Yeah.
whole list of them. So
Yes.
we're gonna discuss uh when we get off camera what exactly it is we're gonna do for the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. Um so I hope you guys are having a good night. And I want to thank Peter Kent for coming on and helping out
Thanks, Amanda.
with this. And again, guys, there's no right or wrong answers. And just so you know, I'm not coming down on Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not criticizing him. Everyone's got their opinion. I'm sorry, but please don't get mad, okay? So again, so what's coming up on your channel?
Well, I'll be doing an album review of the Doors album Strange Days, the second album. Been asked to do that. That's the only thing I got coming up. I'll probably do a ranking of some sort. I don't know what, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do there. But that's about it for now. What about you?
I'm doing I'm doing an in the spotlight on the album Seventh Son of a Seventh Son
Yeah. Oh, wow.
from Iron Maiden. I just ordered because it's based on a novel by
Mm.
Orson Scott Card. I just ordered the book today, the novel.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Yeah.
I got a good deal on it. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing an I'm gonna be doing another episode, another show called Concept versus Concept. So this is gonna be um the on the Who, and it's gonna be Tommy versus Quadrophenia.
Oh wow.
Which
Yeah.
album is the better concept album? Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna get me some good, hate mail on that. But we're gonna see about that. So yeah, that's coming up. Bill Schuster and I are going to be doing at some point new music discovery on Joe Jackson,
Yep.
and the ever elusive Pink Floyd.
Like video. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Uh, we've been talking about this for bloody months, guys. Believe me. Okay,
It's
and
coming. It's coming. You can
it's
assure.
going to happen. I promise you. Okay. If it's my last breath that's coming out of this fat body, okay, it will happen. I promise. I'm sorry, but it will happen. I promise you that. And maybe we can get uh Peter in on this.
If you want, if you'll have me, I'll do it. Yeah. If you'll have
Would
me,
you like to do it?
I'll do it with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The
Well,
three of us.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Sure. Hopefully, maybe even Ryan Gavalier. Ryan Gavalier wanted to come and do the video, but I mean, in terms of scheduling, it's been a bit difficult. I'll check with Ryan, and maybe we can
All right.
do a four-way chat and just
Oh,
go.
that'd be awesome. I'd love that. Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
love that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got my list done. I've had it done since
Oh
May.
yeah. It's I'm very familiar with Pink Floyd. Very, the albums. They're
Cool,
one of my favorite bands. Yeah.
cool.
They've
No,
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No,
Definitely
cool,
in my top few bands. Yeah. For me. Yeah.
cool. No, and I think you and I talked about doing a Doors album ranking at some point.
Oh, I'd love to do that as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when we get off this, when we end the video, we'll keep chatting about what we're going to do. So again, guys, it's been great. I hope you guys enjoy the video. We meandered a little bit. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But when you get two friends talking,
That
what
happens.
happens, right?
Yes.
So again, hope you guys are looking after yourselves and one another. And please do look after yourselves. And I will see you very soon with another video. So for Mr. Peter Kent, and by the way, please check out Peter Kent's Lizard King channel. Check it out. He's got good content, quality videos. I swear to God, you will not be disappointed.
Thanks, Amanda.
As anytime, anything for you. So you guys have a good night, and we will see you very soon. Okay. Bye for now.